Good evening, everyone. So, welcome back to our deductive logic lecture. We are going to go back to what we were doing briefly, and then we will start off from there. So let's focus on these probable answer list, which I gave you in the last class. Let's focus on this list. Priya, check your internet connection because the screen is fine because I have an output device. I hope it is fine now. Okay. Can you all see it now? On Zoom? Okay, great. फिर शुरू
इनका अभी थोड़ी देर में उनका अभी थोड़ी देर करेंगे ना
ये रिजॉल्व All right. So let's quickly revise this based on the rules that you had written down. And so the rule said that two universals can give a universal conclusion. And this universal conclusion will be affirmative if both the universals are affirmative. So based on that, we had studied all plus all in the last class, right? Then universal plus particular will always give a particular conclusion. And if it is affirmative, again, then this is what the resultant answer will be. But in universal and particular, if one is affirmative and the other is negative, then you can only get a particular negative. So the resultant answer will be only this. There is one universal affirmative, there is only one universal negative, one particular affirmative and one particular negative. So that also we had defined in the last class. This will be all. This will be no. This is going to be some. And this will be some not. So all this we had defined in the last class, right? So as a result, when we combine, we know what type of answer we are going to get. So when we combine two universals and if both are affirmative, this is supposed to be our ideal answer. But in some cases, we get a sum as well. When we combine these two, our answer is almost always sum. It can be no conclusion as well. When we combine an affirmative with a negative, then the answer will always have a negative. And when you combine universal with particular, there will be only a particular output. So based on the combinations, this is the answer we are going to get here. And again, when we combine two universals, we will get a universal answer. But in this case, again, a plus n will give us universal negative. Therefore, this is the answer. In one case, we also get particular negative. But the answer for affirmative plus negative is always going to be a negative. We also saw that two negatives do not give any conclusion. Two particulars do not give any conclusion. One conclusion that we are left with is a universal negative with a particular affirmative. That means no plus sum. So we will get a particular answer, but again, a plus n will give me n. Right? So we combined u plus u gives me u, u plus p gives me p with a plus a gives me a and a plus n gives me n. So we combined all these and this is the result. Right? Now we had started to see when will I get an odd or a sum answer? When will I get a sum answer? We had finished these two. So now we are left with 3 more combinations. That's clear to everyone? So we had done all plus all. We had done the questions. We had done all plus sum and the questions. Now we will start with all plus no. Now, when we are doing all plus no, I want you to focus on the all statement and not the no statement. Why? I'll give you the reason. Since we began this class on the premise that you should know what we are doing and you should know where these rules are coming from. Right? So, as far as a no and some statements are concerned, I told you that no statement can be written both ways. And I told you some statements can be written both ways. Do you remember? Now, why is it that no and some statements can be written both ways? Because no modifies both A and B equally. No distributes both the subject and the predicate. So when I talk about no A, I'm also talking about no B. So when I use a no statement, no A and no B both are getting spoken of. Compare it with all. When I'm talking about all S, am I talking about all P? Do you understand the difference? So all only talks about S. It talks about some P, but does not talk about all P. But when I use no, no talks about all A, at the same time talks about all B. So only no and some can be written both ways because they talk about both the terms equally. Some only talks about some A as well as about some B. So, when I'm doing no, then since no P and no Q, no PRQ is similar both ways, I'm going to focus on all S, RP. So in no plus all, my focus has to be on the all statement. Now, unlike the no statement, unlike all plus all, the first step will be that I identify the middle term. What is the middle term? Middle term is P. Now, for all plus no to give no, the middle term should be the predicate of all and not the subject. So focus on the rule, it should not be written with all. Please remember that in all plus all and in all plus sum, we've said that the middle term should be the subject of all and one statement. In all plus all, it should be the subject in one statement. And in all plus sum, there is only one all statement. So the middle term has to be the subject. But in all plus no, for no answer, the middle term should be the predicate of all. Okay? The middle term has to be the predicate. I eliminate the middle term. No plus all gives me no. And my answer will be the remaining two terms. No SRQ. It is the same as saying no QRS. Have you understood the rule? So what is the rule? Write down on the in the chat box? The rule for the middle term is, and I have to only look at the all statement. For me, the no statement is alike. The middle term should be the predicate in the all statement. So write down this rule so that you remember it. The middle term should be the predicate of the all statement. Yes, thank you everyone for writing down the rule. So I'm going to look at the all statement for all plus no to give me a no answer. If the middle term is the predicate of all, my answer will be no SRQ. In this case, since the remaining two terms are S and Q, or no QRS. Now, let's look at the case when the middle term is not the predicate, but the subject of all. Can you tell me what is the middle term in this question? What do you notice about the middle term in the all statement? It is the subject of all. Now, the middle term is the subject of all. As a rule, the middle term has to be eliminated from the answer. But now look at the other term. No S is the same as no Q. But I asked you this question earlier, like 10 minutes ago. Is all S the same as all P? So that means P is not distributed. So now I cannot get a no answer. Now I cannot get a no answer. That means all cannot change to no. But if I say all S are P, I cannot say all P, but can I say some P? So no answer is out. I'm going to say some P. No Q remains no Q. Therefore, my answer will be some P are not Q. Do you understand the concept now, everyone? So let's go back again. Let me erase. So the rule is that P should be the predicate of all for a no answer. What is the rule? U plus U gives U and A plus N gives N. So for a UN answer, which is a no answer, P has to be the predicate. I mean, the middle term has to be the predicate of all. So I eliminate P. No Q remains no Q. And all S changes to no S. Right? Because universal remains universal, but the problem is that all cannot be the answer because negative answer has to come in. So my answer will be no SRQ. I can start from here also and say no QRS. Do you understand this? Everyone? What happens in this case? Again, let me eliminate everything and start again. Now we notice the problem is that the middle term is the subject of all. As usual, the middle term has to be cancelled. Since no S is the same as no Q remains no Q. But now, can all S change to all P? We had discussed this. In all S are P, I cannot say all P are S, but some P are S. Since the middle term gets cancelled, all also gets cancelled. Here, one no for S gets cancelled, but no remains for Q, but all does not remain for P. Because for P, we have to change it to some. Now I cannot use all because the middle term is the subject of all. Therefore, a no answer is not available. However, we need a negative answer. So I copy some P from here. And I take the no Q from here. And my answer becomes some P are not Q. Now tell me, do I have to tell you that this is not the same as some Q are not P? And will you get confused in writing this answer now? Isn't it straightforward that I have to pick the some P from here and no Q from here? Earlier you were getting confused in the order for a sum not answer. But tell me, is it confusing if you follow proper rules? I have to pick up some P from the first statement and the no Q from the second. Will you ever write it ulta now? Only two statements can be written both ways, some PRQ and no PRQ. All cannot be written both ways. You have just seen it. Sum not cannot be written both ways. Got it? I've just told you the rule. So these are the only two things for no. Either you will get a no answer or you will get a sum not answer. Quickly tell me, when will you get a no answer? Quickly tell me, when will you get the no answer? No answer. When the middle term is the predicate. Or when the middle term is not written with all. When will you get a sum not answer? When the middle term is the, quickly, is the subject of all. Now is the rule clear? When the middle term is the subject of all. And when the middle term is the subject of all gets cancelled. What will we use with the predicate? Some. So some P we copy from here, no Q we copy from here. Have you understood how to write sum not? Simple, everyone. Quickly, if it is simple, let's do the questions. All you have to do is identify the position of the middle term. This is what I told you last time. Yes, so just notice the position of the middle term as promised. We are only focusing on where the middle term is written for our answers. Once you have finished, let me know. All these questions will soon start taking barely 5 to 10 seconds. Yes, have you finished? Everyone, is someone still working? Okay, I'll give you 1 more minute. All right, so let's look at this. Step 1, as usual, will be the middle term. In the first case, the middle term is media. It has to be the predicate of all. Only 5 seconds you will take. And you get no news is grapevine. And you know no grapevine is used is also valid. Then we come to the second question. The middle term is horses. But horses is the subject of all. So now I have to deal with, just write sum. The moment you see the middle term is written with all, write sum over here so you are not confused. The more you are disciplined, the better your technique will be and the more accurate your answering will be. So what did I do? Well, I saw the middle term is written with all, I eliminated it and quickly wrote sum so that I have no confusion about my answer. So work on good technique and good practices. So my answer will be, now you will not get confused with the order of the answer also. Some hounds are not koala. Then I come to the next one. I have to focus on the all statement. The middle term is cuffs. Again, the middle term is written with all. So I have to write down some. Some links are not cages. Do not get confused with the no statement. The no statement can be anything. Again, I come to the third one. Again, my middle term is the subject of all. I quickly write down my sum here. Some station are not time pass. And the last one, dubious is the middle term. It is the predicate of all. So this becomes a no answer. No hunches are doubts. How many of you got all correct? Right? Now the fun is that you are getting all correct with no doubts, with no confusion, with correct writing of the answer. And soon this will be 5-second job for you. Once you get it into practice. Have you understood all the questions here? Now we come to a very simple thing, which is no plus sum. In no plus sum, the fun is I don't have to look at the middle term position at all. No plus sum will always give me sum naught. All I have to do is write the answer. Right? So, step 1, eliminate the middle term. And this will always give me sum naught. So I don't have to check any middle term position. Okay? All I have to do is sum q remains sum q. No s remains no s. That's it. So in no plus sum, I don't have to check any positions. The answer will always be sum naught. The sum variable will be written with sum. The not variable will be written with not. Answer over. Got it? And I have written it again. The answer will not be the other way around. So you can also write it down so that you are never confused. So are you ready to do the questions? All you have to do is write down the correct positions of the variables. Write down the correct statement as the answer. Quickly write it down, then I'm going to give you the answers and we'll see who gets all correct. Nothing has to be seen, whether no is written first or sum is written first. Only the answer has to be formed. The technique I'm giving you is not dependent on which statement is written first or second. So I guess most of you have finished. Just remove the middle term. The sum remains with sum, the no remains with no. So my first answer is sum minor is not dishonor. My second answer is sum remains with sum. Some cards are not cars. My third answer is some ties are not skirts. And my last answer is some spectacles are not chains. Who all got all correct? Imagine most of you felt that sum naught is very difficult to write. And now within 5 minutes, you are getting all correct answers. Last time, you all confessed that you get confused with sum naught answers. And in 5 minutes, you have got the technique for the sum naught answer. Right? Do you see this happening? Yes, less than 5 minutes actually. Because you solved correctly sum naught with all plus no. Now with no plus sum, we spent hardly 3 minutes on no plus sum. And now the last, which has the maximum variation, is all plus sum naught. Sum naught plus sum naught will not give you anything. Two negatives don't give you anything. And two particulars don't give you anything. Now, I'll tell you why all plus sum naught has so many variables and also why it becomes a little tricky. All plus sum naught has two positions for distribution. One is after all and one is after not. So we are going to check whether the middle term is written here or here. If the middle term is written as subject of all or after all, then we can get an answer. And if the middle term is written as after not, then also we can get an answer. But if the middle term is written both with all and both with not, then we will not get any answer. So the thing is, there are 4 positions here. This is 1. This will give me an answer of sum naught. This is 2. This will give me an answer for sum naught. Right? But if the middle term is written with both, I get no conclusion. Or if the middle term is not written with either all or with not, then also we won't get any answer. Right? So just note this down, then we will see. For valid answer, all plus sum naught gives me a valid answer of sum naught. All plus sum naught gives me sum naught. When will I get sum naught? Either the middle term is written with all or the middle term is written with not. But if the middle term is written with both, I will not get a valid answer. Or if the middle term is written with neither, in this case, the middle term is not written with all. Here also it is not written with not. Then also I will not get any conclusion. Just note this down. I am looking at a combination of all SRP with some P are not Q. I am looking at a combination of all plus some not. I am not looking at all plus all. So just note this much down that I am going to show you. Let me know. This is the rule. The middle term should either be written with all or with not, but not both. Have you written this down? This becomes a little tricky because there can be 2 positions of the middle term. So let me show you a question. Oh God, where the fuck is the... So these are my two statements. What is the middle term? S. Now the rule is either the middle term should be written with all or with not. Here we see that the middle term is written with all. Do you get it? The middle term is written with all. I eliminate it. When all gets eliminated, I have to say sum P. Do you remember this? Sum P will be copied from here and not Q will be copied from here. This is my answer. Sum P are not Q. Do you get it? So this is the first case. When the middle term is written with all. No worries. Now let's check the second case. What is the middle term? P. This time the middle term is written with not. Right? I eliminate the middle term. Sum Q is written as sum Q. All changes to not. This is my answer. This time the middle term is written with not. I eliminate it. Sum Q remains sum Q. All changes to not. And we get sum Q are not S. A universal can change to another universal because when I combine affirmative with negative, my answer will always be negative. Sum will remain sum and universal affirmative will change to universal negative and my answer will change to sum Q are not S. No problem. So this is the second case. So the first scenario where I will get an answer is when the middle term is written with all. Yes, that is correct, Tanvi Thakur. So first case, the middle term is written with all. This is my answer, right? I eliminate the middle term. I am left with sum P. Not Q remains not Q. No worries there. My second case is when the middle term is written with not. I eliminate the middle term. Sum Q remains sum Q and all changes to not. So my answer will be sum Q are not S. Easy to write the answers? Easy to write the answers? Again, I don't think you will get confused with writing the sum not answer. Now, what if the middle term is written with both all and not? This also gets eliminated. This also gets eliminated. There is no conclusion. Right? So when the middle term is written with both, there is no conclusion. And let me take you back a little. Let's look at this case. The middle term is neither written with all nor with not. Again, no conclusion. This is the fourth case. So third and fourth cases give you no conclusion. What are those? Simple. When the middle term is written with neither, or when the middle term is written with both. Right? So in all plus some not, neither will also give me no conclusion. Both will also give me no conclusion. When the middle term is written with neither, then also no conclusion. When the middle term is written with both, then also there is no conclusion. Got it, everyone? So let's do the questions. A long list of questions to try out all the 4 styles. Let me know when you are done. Okay, so let's check your answers. Now here, the only problem is that, okay, one more minute. Let's just underline the middle terms in the meanwhile. Yes, so the only thing is we have to check for two positions, right? So if the middle term is written with all, that means we are going to get an answer. I eliminate this, write sum here, eliminate this, and my answer is as clear as the nose on your face. Some onions are not garlic. Yes? It's just reading on its own. It's saying I'm the answer. Please accept me as an answer. You have to be quite heartless to not see it. Right. The middle term is neither with all nor with not. No conclusion. The middle term is now written with not. I eliminate this. And my answer becomes some computers are not laptops. Again, it's reading as smoothly as this, right? The middle term is written with all, but oh, blimey, the middle term is also written with not. I'm sorry, no conclusion. Right? The middle term is written with all. I eliminate it and I write some here. Some berries are not strawberries. Some berries are not strawberries. What about this one? The middle term is written with not. My answer will be some flyovers are not carriers. Yes. And what about here? The middle term is written with all. I'm going to write some here. Some rugs are not softies. Yes, so I'm already seeing all corrects. Some of you have written. Right? None of you have got any problem with the some not answers also. Isn't it? So second one, neither is the middle term written with all, nor is it written with not, hence no conclusion. I am checking either it's written with all or with not. That's where I'm getting my answers. There was one case here, it's written with both, and here it's written with neither. So I told you, both will also give me no conclusion, neither will also give me no conclusion. Right? Third one, middle term is written with not, I eliminate it. Some remains some computers, all changes to not, some computers are not laptops. Right? Third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Skyways is the middle term. Some flyovers. So middle term, this gets eliminated. Some remain some flyovers. All changes to not are not carriers. Got it? So where the middle term is written with not, some remains some, all changes to not. So all changes to not here also, and all changes to not here also. Right? So my suggestion will be that the class sheets that we have given you in deductive logic and your black books, take it out, no pen and paper in hand, no pencil, no nothing. Do the 3 statement syllogisms orally after reviewing this video again. It's on YouTube, part 1 and part 2. Sit and do the questions orally. That is what my suggestion to you is. See how many you're getting right, or only pick up the pencil to write down the correct answer. So you have to quickly learn the probable answers, quickly revise where the position of the middle terms, and sit down and solve it orally and quickly write down these answers. So this will get revised. And then I will meet you again with multiple statements using the same technique. Once you get in the habit of solving it orally, for multiple statements also, you will combine, solve it orally, and then combine again. Right? So first spend now some 2-3 days to practice all this. Otherwise, you'll get lost. Someone was asking the fourth question. Fourth question, I've written the comments. The middle term is written both with all and with not, hence no conclusion. So do the black book, redo your class sheet now without doing any tick, tick, cross, cross or whatever. In multiple statements, we'll try to apply this. Those of you, I think all of you know how to do diagrams. To get confidence, you can apply it, solve. Also draw the diagram just to get confidence. So diagramming, the Venn diagrams is a standard method. Combined with the rules, the diagramming time will also be reduced by less than half. Why? Because now you won't solve unnecessary statements because you know there are no conclusions. So imagine otherwise for these, you were making diagrams. What were you doing? You were making diagrams, but without the rules, what you were doing was you were trying to draw all sorts of diagrams, and there was a chance that one diagram you were missing. So in multiple statements, you still might need a quick diagram to gain confidence, but as you practice this, you will be a pro. And 3-4 statements you can easily solve without diagramming. So this, together with a quick diagram for reconfirmation, is a great technique for multiple statements, which we shall do in our next office hours class. We will solve a quick revision of syllogisms, 2 and 3 statements, followed by multiple statements. Right? So I hope you all enjoy doing this. And a great beginning of the week for you. Yes, parajumbles, everything. I'm going to take. Yes, I'm going to write this book very shortly. Yeah, so we'll do lots of subjects and everything. I think towards the end of the week on Thursday, we have another office hours on reading. I'm not taking it, but you'll get a great session. Shruti ma'am is taking it. So please make sure you are going to solve it. Right? Watch the video again. See the rules again. And I think you will be able to get everything in place. Right? And I'm sure most of you have understood the inside out of deductive logic. That is my aim for the office hours class. And the better you are at understanding, the best you will be in your answers and your accuracy. And I hope before you get into the thick of action for mocks, we can get you to, into the depths of all the topics so that your accuracy goes really up and we see great results. Okay, so all the best to everyone. I'll be in Chandigarh very, very shortly. I promise you. See you guys. Have a great evening ahead, everyone. Yes, Prayagraj, I'm going to be there. I don't know the dates yet, but I will be there very shortly. I have to visit you all. Okay, guys. Lots of love. Bye.